Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. I'm in the kitchen this morning. I was thinking of something a while back, and of course it involves food. And I got in the kitchen and I experimented with it, and it turned out really, really good. So I'm going to show you how to make it today. I'm going to show you how to make low carb, no carb crackers. And it just basically has 2 ingredients. So I think you're going to like them. I enjoyed the heck out of them. So stick with me and I will show you how to do this. You're going to like it. Okie doke. Thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate it so much. You guys are the best. If you're new here, welcome. You're a brave soul. And if you're coming back, you really are a brave soul. Okay. This is what I have. This is what you're going to need. You're going to need a block of cheese. This is just cheese I got on sale. It was under $2. It's an 8-ounce block. This particular cheese is pepper jack cheese. Now, just a word to the wise. The blocks work better, and it's better if you have a little bit harder cheese, such as cheddar cheese, Colby Jack, something like that. I've made it with the extra sharp cheddar, which is really good. But today we're going to try the pepper jack cheese because I like spicy things. I'm a spicy girl. And it's got jalapenos in it. How bad can that be? Now, just so you know, this particular cheese, because it has jalapenos, it says the total carbs is 1 gram. And this has 8 servings per container, which is 1 ounce square. Okay? We'll probably get more than that out of it. So, all I'm doing, I'm just unwrapping the trays. Now, there's a, you're also going to need, before I get to that, you're going to need some pork rind crumbs. I just buy a bag of regular old pork rinds. I grind them up in my blender, and I get about, this is a quart jar, and it gives me about this much, up to that little line there, of pork rind crumbs. And it's very handy, and actually probably cheaper than if you were to try to buy the crumbs. You can crumb them yourself. Okay. And I have a little dish here with some pork rind crumbs in it. I have turned my oven to 400 degrees. So it's preheating right now. Now then, this is a funny thing about this pre-wrapped blocks. See that little line there? It goes in there because of the wrapping. I use that as a guide. So I just kind of, because it seems to be in the middle. So I just cut the cheese in the middle, like that. See? And then I cut the cheese into squares. Now, how do I do that? I like to start, I do middle, middle, middle. That way I can get even slices. Middle, middle, middle. it gives me more uniform slices. I'm going to continue the process. It makes a more uniform slice rather than starting at the end and then working your way across the bar. Now, I don't know if anyone else has ever done this. I'm sure there is. Ecclesiastes says there's nothing new under the sun. Now I'm going to continue to cut this right here again, okay? Middle. So maybe they have, I don't know, but I hadn't seen this anywhere. I've seen different ways to make crackers, but I hadn't seen it done this way. And I have been experimenting with the pork rinds, or rather pork rind crumbs. I like pork rinds. I can eat them, but they get, I don't know, a little tiresome. So I wanted to come up with some other crispy snack that I could enjoy, because I like salty, crunchy, spicy. So let's see how many we have here. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So if 1 ounce is a serving, right, you can figure that up however you like. So that's what our little squares look like. It's pretty awesome. Now, I've got a parchment lined pan here. I had the cutting board in there so that my parchment paper wouldn't flop out, because you know they will. Those parchment papers can be contrary. You know they can. All right. So, I'll put this back in the refrigerator for another time. For another day, or for something else. Now then, all we're going to do is we're just going to take our little square of cheese and we're going to press it into the pork rinds. You don't need any egg wash, you don't need anything like that. Just press the cheese into the pork rinds and it will coat, it'll coat the little cheese square. And we're going to put that on our pan. You can see there. See that? I think. We're going to put it on the pan, and then we're going to bake them. Now, you can, see there? Now, space them enough apart. I make rows of 2 because these will spread. They will spread and they will thin out and they will be cracker-like. So, now you can judge for yourself, but I recommend when you do it to just allow for some extra space. I'm doing these in the oven at 400 degrees, but I've never done them in the air fryer. If you think that that's something you want to try, feel free. However, I'm thinking the cheese might melt down in the holes of the air fryer, which may not be conducive to crackers. But I suppose you could put foil on the bottom of the air fryer. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to be doing 8 of these. There you go. Now, if you want to add some type of seasoning to your pork rind crumbs, you can. That's perfectly fine. I don't add anything, and these are salty, so I don't even add salt, and of course the cheese can be salty. So, show you what we have here. This is our cheese crackers. They are ready to go in. However, my oven is not preheated yet, so we're going to wait for that. Now then, I'm putting these in for right around, I would say 8 to 10 minutes. If you need more and go to 12, you can. But the point of this is you want them to be crispy. They will be brown, brownish, golden brownish, and crispy. Okay? All right. So let's make these up. Now, I've got a cake pan here, but you can use a baking sheet. You can use whatever you want, but you are going to need either Silpat parchment paper, non-stick. I don't recommend that you oil the surface, but you don't really need to do that. This is plenty of fat here. But by the same token, we don't want them to stick either. Oh, yay. Okay, these are going in. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes, and then we will see where we're at. All right, here are the crackers. I took them out at right around 9 minutes, although I set my timer for 10 minutes. So, you can see that they are quite brown, and surprisingly, the squares of cheese turn into somewhat round or misshapen. Now, I want to show you, I am going to put them on a rack. The reason I'm putting them on the rack, you can see this one might be a little bit softer, but the reason I'm putting them on a rack is so that they can dry out and cool off and become very nice and cracker-like. That's what we're looking for. I'm anxious to try these because I have never done it with jalapeno or with pepper jack cheese before. So, I'm going to let these cool off. They don't take long, but ouch! But in the meantime, I'm going to continue my cheesy crackers here with the second batch. So I have 8. I will have 16 in total. Okay, the second batch is done. So we have 16 crackers. Let me take a look at this. This is the previous ones that are cooled off. That's what they look like on the bottom. You can see they're crispy and cracker-like. Now, I want to show you one thing. This particular one, it is crispy, but that one, for some reason, remained a little soft in the center. What will happen is, when you bite into this one, it will be a little more chewy. Still tastes great, very satisfying, but another minute or 30 seconds probably would have remedied that. Now then, the time varies. These took about 9 minutes, these took 10 minutes. And here, even still, we've got that little one. It might be a little chewy in the center, but I don't mind. Now, these crackers are firm enough that you can actually put a topping on there if you want to, but honestly, it really doesn't need anything. They're fine like that. These are perfect to have alongside a salad, because if you're doing low carb, sometimes you're skipping those croutons, It's nice to have alongside of a nice cool salad. These are really good if you are having, say, a cauliflower cheese soup of some type. These are good. You could just, as you're eating the soup, just drop them in the soup, and it gives you that little bit of a crunch when you're not having croutons or crackers, regular crackers. So, that's it. You can store them in the cupboard for a few days. They won't last a few days, but you could if you wanted to. Just put them in an airtight container or put them in a zip bag. But honestly, these are really good and they will not last. Now you can see I used half a block of cheese. I've got 16 crackers. You can get about 32 crackers if you slice the cheese the way I showed you. So you can get about 32 crackers, and including your pork rinds, for honestly, because the pork rinds is such a small amount, it'll cost you $2 or under. It depends on how much the cheese cost. So that is it. Now, what do I want to do? I want to taste it because I've never tried the jalapeno, or rather the pepper jack cheese before. So let's see. Is it crispy? Pretty crispy. Are you ready? I love these things. Now, these are not over the top zippy. As usual with the pepper jack, you might get that little spice on the back of your tongue, but if I had some cayenne, I would put some cayenne in these as well. Or black pepper would be good too. You hear that crunch? That's awesome. So delicious. So good, so good, so good. Now, I would be tempted to eat a lot of these, but I'm going to put them away after these cool off, and then I can have some later. But I just want to show you how really crunchy they are. I hope this helps you. When it comes to this, just use these two simple ingredients, and honestly, then let your imagination run away with you. If you want to add some Parmesan to your pork rinds, you can. You know, that shaky cheese. But if you're watching your carbohydrates, keep that into consideration as well. So honestly, these are good. You can eat several of these, and according to the package, cheese package, you can only have one carb. They're really good. Give these a try. Give them a try and see what you think. If you like them, if you try it, if you like them, and this has helped you, please share this video with someone else. If you're new and you feel like you want to subscribe, please do that. That helps me out a lot. And share the video as much as you can, because this might help somebody else, especially if they are counting those carbohydrates, which sometimes are not easy. Okay? All right, listen, I love you guys. You know I do. You know. But you know, as always, that little is much when God is in it. Okay? All right. I love ya, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.